And we're live with Stephanie. This
Yay.
is so awesome. And we've been here figuring it out technology, and we're finally back. And Stephanie's here with No Worries Pool Care. I love that name. And tell us all about it, Stephanie.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Lori. I appreciate it.
You're
This has
welcome.
this has been a great adventure for my husband and I. We started No Worries Pool Care in 2004. And been in love with the business ever since, and in love with each other. So we work hand in hand, and it's a great opportunity for us to be able to share our message with homeowners about pool safety and keep their water safe, clear, and fun for them, creating safe swim environments, especially during this pandemic time.
And when you think pool, you think fun, or you think danger. And I think you guys bring the balance to both, right? You
Yes,
bring in order to have fun, let's do all these things to, excuse me, to prevent the party to be, not a fun party. So
correct.
tell us more about your company's values and passion and all the safety precautions you share with everybody.
I'd love to. So what we do as an organization, as a company, we are a full service maintenance, repair, and renovation company. So we can fix it, we can renovate it, we can make it pretty, we can keep it clean, we can take your green pool and make it a clean pool. So we'd love to do that. And if you're not doing that right now, you need to hire a pool professional. There's a difference between a pool guy and a pool professional. So,
I love that. Tell us more about that. What is the stigma? What is the concept on the pool guy? And then what's the difference with you guys?
yeah, well, right now anybody can be a pool guy. You have a truck and a pole, and you can be a pool guy. It just doesn't. Anybody can empty a basket. Anybody can empty a pump fountain. Anybody can brush a pool. Anybody can net a pool. But a professional knows the water chemistry, knows how to balance it, knows how to keep the water safe for you and your family, and what chemicals are right to use. So what we work with a company called HASA, which HASA provides sodium chloride uh, bleach, basically, is what it is, and it's what we use in all of our pools. And it doesn't have any of the dangerous chemicals in it, like cyanuric acid is a stabilizer. You still need stabilizer, but you do not need as much of it as what is produced in trichlor tabs, which is another kind of sanitization, because it builds up over time. Trichlor does, and you have to drain your pool and power wash it to get because your chlorine becomes ineffective when you have too much cyanuric in it. So no matter how much chlorine you put in your pool, it's going to get chlorine lockout, and then you will not be able to. You won't have a safe swim environment.
So this other thing, say the name again.
HASA is
Okay.
it's the disinfectant that we use, and it's safe that you can use on your household items. Also, you can take it and mix the solution with water and use it to sanitize handrails, your what am I talking about? You can sanitize anything in your home with it, and it's safe.
So it's not only safer, but it's more effective then.
Yes, it's more effective. It's got more available free chlorine in it than other traditional chlorine.
That is fantastic. So that's so good to know. So I was with Stephanie in a networking meeting, right? And then all these people, all these business owners that there were asking her questions. And they were very legit questions, especially for our times, our days with coronavirus, etc. People were like, and that's a question I had too. I'm glad somebody else asked it for me. But they say, is it safe? Is corona contagious if two people, are swimming and one is carrying it, etc.? So what can you tell and reassure the audience about that?
Your swimming pool is probably the safest place that you could be right now, because chlorine or COVID cannot sustain in a chlorine environment. Also, it is not sustaining in heat very well. If anybody notices that it's not in tropical climates, and it's better, you're safer by the pool.
And how about that idea of it's a petri dish, a pool is a petri dish of, all these germs and things like that. I mean, is that true, or does it depend on how people are treating it?
It depends on how it's taken care of, how it's being chemically balanced. So
okay.
You're safe if you have a professional chemically balancing your pool.
And it's amazing that it needs to be very reiterated, right? Emphasized how important it is to hire somebody that knows what they're doing for your safety, especially if you have it in your own backyard. Yes. If you're going to swim in it every day, it's so important. So then the other question that was such a great question was, how about saltwater pools? Is it the same?
Saltwater pools will give you a feeling of softness on your skin, which is great, but salt water is still chlorine. If you have a salt generator, what is happening is that the water that's coming through the salt generator is being converted into chlorine. So no matter if it's salt or chlorine, you're still chlorine. There's
a lot of chemistry involved in here. So yes. not a lot of us know about that. So it's so good to hear this in a simple explanation. So what I love about you guys also is that it's not only the quality of the water, you also worry about a different kind of safety for the pools other than the water. Do you want to talk about that? And do we want to introduce the question out there?
Sure. We partner with quite a few different organizations in our area, Safe Kids Tarrant County being one of those. And the only reason we partner with Safe Kids Tarrant County because we do not have a Safe Kids Denton County currently. So, but we partner with them as much as we can, and we get all types of safety literature that we can use to educate homeowners. And we partner with a group called IPSA, which is Independent Pool Spa Service Professionals. And with that organization, we are able to do outreach and pay for swimming lessons for underprivileged children or people who cannot afford it. Last year, we were instrumental in raising funds for a title school in Denton that is an underprivileged school to be able to provide swim lessons for their entire 4th and 5th grade classes for an entire week. We got to pay for everything. The buses and
oh my goodness.
So some of the children that took part in this program had never even touched water. I mean, besides a bath,
right?
They'd never been in an open body of water. And so it was exciting. We got to go and visit the day that they were doing the safety portion of the lesson. And I love the fact that they told everybody that was in the group that you have to wear a life vest. If you were 18 and under and you were on a watercraft, you have to have a life vest on, which is a state law. And most people don't realize that that is a state law. And so there's a lot of people. We work with Families United, which is an organization here locally that, well, actually they're nationwide. Families United is a group of individuals who unfortunately have lost a child or a loved one to drowning. And so they actually do this book every year that has a story in it for each child that has lost their life. And so that everyone has got, and they all have foundations. So we call them foundation families. So we get to work closely with most of these foundation families that are in this book. One of them is Dana Gage with the LV Project. And she lost her son, Connor, who this is his little bracelet that he would have survived had he had a life vest on. He jumped off the end of a dock. He was at a birthday party with some friends and his parents were not even able to be there. He jumped off the end of the dock and hit his head and did not resurface.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But if he had a life vest on, he would have resurfaced. So that's just the importance of proper water safety and the layers of protection. So we, the layer, oh, here it is. Let me show you. So we put together these little bags for new homeowners that have just a little welcome gift. They have candy in them and water safety information and a water watcher tag, and explain to what a water watcher tag is. So we like that if you're having an event or get together, or even if it's just you out by the pool with you and your kids, especially if it's you out by the pool with you and your kids, watch your children, lifeguard your child. But if you have multiple adults, take turns. Every 15 minutes, somebody wears this tag,
Wow.
wear it around your wrist, and you are the designated water watcher. You're not going to get a drink. You're not going to the bathroom. You're not flipping burgers. You are the designated watcher, and you watch the water. I mean, chances are something's not going to happen, but in that split second that it does, it could change your entire life. So
we can't take that chance. We can't
Right.
take that chance. And like I said, when you think of pool, you think of party and fun.
Mhm.
There's so many risks that happen. And that is so important. So not only you guys are educators, you are advocates for prevention, drowning prevention. It's just like the whole package. And that's what I think is your competitive advantage. You guys have been around for a while and you know what you're doing. So how about the weather? What can you say, Stephanie, about the weather? How does it affect the swimming environment?
We, especially right now, we have so many storms coming through, unpredictable storms. I guess all weather's unpredictable, and it's Texas, so
Yes.
You don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but when the storms and stuff hit the way that they are, and it introduces so many different organics into the pool that you wouldn't normally think of. Like you get runoff from your landscape, and once you get the runoff from the landscape into the pool, you get phosphates. Phosphates become food for algae. So all you're doing is, it's not you're doing it, but what is happening is you get algae blooms, and then if your filter will get dirty quicker. So if you're not properly maintaining the filter and keeping the circulation flowing, you'll just get algae bloom after algae bloom, no matter what you do, until you correct the filtration problem and kill the algae bloom. So
that is so crucial to keep it safe and sanitary. Wow. So how about that leads us into the inspections. So what is it that you're looking for? What is it that somebody needs to keep in mind when they own a pool? How often are the inspections supposed to be done?
When we come out to do service, we are doing a visual inspection of your equipment the entire time we're there, and we will alert you if there is an issue. If your pressure is high and it needs to be clean, filter needs to be clean, we will alert you that that needs to take place. But if it's, or we backwash it as needed. But if you're buying a home or selling a home, please make sure you have a proper professional pool inspection done by a certified pool inspector. We are certified pool inspectors. Typically, a pool inspector is going to catch things that a home inspector is not going to catch. So,
wow. Something else to consider. So there's the home inspector, and then right before the person makes the purchase, buys the home. So that is so important. Oh my goodness. Okay. So a certified pool inspector, and you guys do that too?
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You don't want to experience buyer's remorse, people, because of your pool. Sometimes that's what drives you to buy it, but then at the end it can backfire if you don't take the necessary precautions.
Exactly. My husband Casey was at a pool just recently. He was asked to go over by the realtor, not to do the inspection. They'd already had an inspection done. They wanted us to look at the things that needed to be fixed. So we went and looked at the things that needed to be fixed as per the home inspector, because they did not hire a pool CPI to do it. And he walked by the gas heater, and he smelled gas. And he said something to the people who purchased the home, and they said, well, we had smelt it too, but our pool guy said it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So my husband went ahead and did a test on the heater because he was concerned about it and concerned for this family, and it's leaking. And there, you could clearly see photographs of it, but you could clearly see the gas bubbles that formed from the gas leaking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
And if you don't get it inspected properly, you have the potential for fires. We just replaced an entire equipment pad for a homeowner who called us just to replace their equipment because their equipment caught on fire. Because when you have, especially during the winter, you get rats and stuff will come in and nest in the heaters and chew through the wires, and you get all kinds of debris buildup. And you go to light the heater, and if it's still functioning, sometimes it'll just catch fire, and that could potentially burn down your house. That's another. You don't want that.
Hazard. Another
Yeah.
hazard. So from there to equipment repair. So how do you deal with that? What advice do you have for people out there for equipment repair?
So we, as a company, we repair all types of equipment. We repair all brands. So we can work on anybody's equipment, no matter if it's Hayward, Jandy, or Pentair, or any other, like Loch Navarre is a very obscure one. No one usually has that anymore. But we have worked closely with many of the warranty companies over the years. Casey's an electrician. He's also in the state of Texas. You have to be a licensed, not an electrician, but you have to be a licensed residential appliance installer is what they call it. You have to have that license in order to perform any electrical repair. So if you're repairing a motor or installing a motor or repairing a heater, you have to have that license. So if your pool guy does not have that license or is not insured, give us a call. But we ask them, ask to see their license, ask to see their insurance. We will gladly show you ours, because you don't want, I mean, your home is an asset, your car is an asset.
Right.
So, you insure each of these investments, you insure each of these investments from damage. Wouldn't you want to protect your swimming pool from damage as well? Qualify that you are hiring a professional pool service. So ask them for that information. If they are not unwilling to give you that information, then that's another clue for, hey, maybe he's not the right pool guy.
Right.
And call a pool professional.
So from pool guy, you need pool professionals. Remember that, okay? So I remember we talking about us talking about technology, how it's coming a long way in the last few years, and what was installed by the original pool builder may be costing you more money in annual operating costs. So that's where you come in, right? Do you encourage people? Do you recommend and educate people on how to change certain things for them to save money?
Absolutely. Also, in the year 2021, next year. So it used to be, because we talked about it a few years ago, that seems so far away, but it's just next year. Single speed motors will be phased out and they will no longer be available. And so everybody will need to be, if you're getting a new motor, you'll have to upgrade to a variable speed motor. And with the variable speed motor, you'll be able to, you run it for a longer period of time at a lower speed, but it will save you money. So it saves you energy. As well as there are different things that we can add to your pool that will enhance it. You can control, I mean, everybody's going digital and everybody wants to control everything from their phone.
Right.
So we can put you on a system that will upgrade you to be able to control your pool from your cell phone. You can potentially be sitting at dinner once we're allowed to go out to dinner again, and turn your heater on and heat your spa so that you come home from a nice dinner, you can relax in your spa. So that's a feature that we can provide. You can turn your lights on. If you're home and you forgot, I want to see what's going on in my backyard. I want to see that everything's working how it should be. I want to see that the pool's running and that the lights are on and other features are working. You can do all that from your phone.
Wow, that's what I call convenience. And oh my goodness, getting with the times. So I have a question. There was a question here. Did you know that a swimming pool is usually the second highest energy consuming system in your home? Wow, that's interesting. Why is that? Why is that, Stephanie? How come?
Because typically most people don't realize that some people don't even know what schedule their pool is running on. For your pool should run 1 hour for every 10 degrees ambient temperature. So we're averaging right now about 80 to 90 degrees. So when we start averaging that consistently, you want to run your pool for 8 hours. So 8 to 9 hours a day. But a lot of times people are running their pool for 24 hours a day at the highest pool setting, not even knowing it, because we just did a pool inspection for a friend of mine, and the people that they're buying the home from had taken the mechanical pins out of their out of the timer, because it's a dual clock timer system. It wasn't a fancy upgraded system yet, but they took the timer pins out, which caused the pool to run continuously. So it's just running 24 hours a day, and that does not need to run 24 hours a day. But go ahead.
That can save somebody how much in dollars a month, a year.
Yeah.
It adds up. So that's good to know, though. That's good to know that they can put it to rest.
Yes. So check to see what your pool's running at. If you go to your pool, see what your systems are set at, and then
do you see the question, Stephanie?
I did. What about water loss? I feel that my water bill is high. And I think my water bill is high too, but it's not. I think something happened in Flower Mound. I'm going to find out about that today, actually, on my end. But you should be losing about a 1/4 inch of water a week anyway, due to evaporation. You're going to lose water through heat, evaporation loss, and you will also lose water due to splash out, depending upon how much you're using your pool. But like right now, we're not using our pool at all, just because we're busy and don't have time to get out there. But I've got grandbabies, and so once they get here, they will be using my pool all the time.
How fun. So that's a great question. Anybody else, please comment a question. Stephanie has a trivia question about safety and floating devices for kids. So what's the trivia question? If you want to put some guesses, write some guesses in the comment. We'll give you a few seconds for you to guess. But what's the question, Stephanie?
Okay. What flotation device gives children a false sense of security?
And the parents too.
and the parents as well, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, back to water loss. If you think that your water bill is too high due to water loss, let us know. We'll come out and take a look and see. There are common places that you lose water. Your skimmer throats will typically, the grout and stuff that wears away, you can lose water there. But you can also, I would take and put a piece of electrical tape after you've let the water drop as far as you think it's going to drop. Put a piece of electrical tape and then leave it there, and then just come back and check it and see if it's after a few days, and see if it's dropped any further, because your water will only drop to the point of where your leak is. So if it's in the eyeballs of your pool, it will drop all the way to the eyeballs. If it's in the light, it'll drop to the light. So you can also do a bucket test. And then I can't remember exactly to tell you the details about how to do a bucket test, but I will mess it up. My husband is the smart one. I'm not going to lie. He is.
I was going to ask you, tell us about the bucket test.
He is amazing, and he knows everything. But you basically you check your evaporation. You can fill the bucket up.
That makes sense.
And then just sit the bucket on the top step of your pool. And then you can see how far, put a mark on it, and you can see how far it's evaporating.
Right.
So yeah, but
that makes sense.
Yes.
See, there you go. You knew about it too. See,
I did.
That makes total sense. So that's a great way to do it.
But we offered leak detection. We do leak detection as well. We have sonar equipment we have all the equipment necessary to be able to identify a leak and repair leaks. We got leak repairs going on right now for clients. So yes, we do.
So Stephanie's done a great job explaining how her husband and Casey and herself are advocates and are so passionate about this business. Again, if you're tuning in right now, I mean, having a pool in your backyard is amazing. It's great for you to have fun, etc. That can be tampered if you don't take care of so many precautions, right? To have a great experience with children around and drowning, and with the water you're swimming in. It has to be quality water. It has to be clean. With COVID, Stephanie has just said that it's totally fine. You are safe in water. That was one of my main questions. Like, oh my goodness, is our summer going to get ruined? So how about people around the pool? And I mean, this is perfect timing, right? Because we were not able to be in the pools because of weather, but it's warming up, etc. So any advice, anything to be safe? I mean, like 6 feet distance, social distancing still around the pool. Everybody can be swimming and they can be okay with each other, except for if they're talking, stay away from each other. Yeah, so what other advice do you have?
I still practice social distancing, definitely.
Okay.
I have a question. Says, I have a locking door getting to my pool. Is that enough to keep my kids safe? Depends on where your lock is on your door. There are several barrier, what do we call them? I just went blank.
Like the fences or
yes, but there are several places that you need to have a It would be nice if you had a perimeter fence, and beware of dog doors, because my grandson, he's two, a one and 1.5. They run for that dog door, and if you don't have a fence out there on the other side around that pool, they're going in. So, and we have a big dog door, so they go. So dog doors are a big
attention. This is important. Yes. So that's a great question. So the question is, I have a locking door getting to my pool. Is that enough to keep my kids safe? So basically the answer is no, right?
No. Yes, it is not. No, you need to also, your locks need to be, if you have a locking door, you need a door alarm as far as make sure you have a door alarm. But to keep the locks need to be up high. So they not just wherever your door locks, but it needs to be up high. You need to have a lock up there as well.
And it also depends on the age of the kids, of course. Yeah. So yes. The age of the kids, and also have these conversations with them, I imagine. And about the alarm in the door, we kind of get used to it, and we kind of tune it out with the times. Like that happens in my house. We don't have a pool, but we kind of tune out when we open and close the doors. I tune it out all the time because it's something that we get conditional and we get so used to it. So I agree. I can totally see the value on having those screens or fences around it. My goodness.
Yes. Because right now in the state of Texas, you only have to have you have to have a fence surrounding your home, but your house is, you have to have a 4-wall barrier is what it says. So, but your house is considered one of the barriers.
Oh, I see.
And then the wood fence that you have on the other sides is also a barrier. But that's not enough to protect your family from your pool in the sense that, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to say, but I can't talk.
Totally. No, totally. So while that is good, if you have it in a backyard, you have all of that protecting your pool, but within your home, you need to have something to protect it too. So I've seen also owners having a cover. Do you recommend those to cover, the pool? Is that?
I recommend, if you want to do it like a catch-a-kid cover, there's a cargo cover, net looking cover that will catch a child, or a loop lock cover, which is a taut, safe cover that you can actually walk on. Yeah. That's fine. But if you have a cover that you've bought at Home Depot or something like that, where I've seen them, they have like a tarp, and you put these water bags along the edges to hold it down.
Okay.
That is so unsafe. Get rid of that thing as fast as possible.
Why? Because if somebody falls in the middle, everything can just collapse.
Yes. Oh. And then they'll get tied up in it, and they will drown.
Oh, that is even worse. That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. So what are your last, imagine you're in a networking meeting and you're doing a pitch and you want people there. Hey, this is the people I can trust because I already like them and they're amazing. I mean, you provide so much value. That is amazing. So what is it that you want to say, people? Why they should go with you as pool professionals instead of the typical pool guy out there?
Because we care about your family. Believe it or not, we care about your family. It is my goal in life to not one more is the hashtag that we use. Not one more. And life jackets save lives. We're doing an event because May is National Water Safety Month for anybody who wanted to know. So we talk a lot about safety all year long, but May is the month that we recognize it. I know that the first week in May is also Nurses Week. Right. So this is our Nurses Week and first responders. We're going to be honoring them. Fly Around Women in Business is doing a food truck for the first responders, or for the nurses at our local hospital, Flower Mound Presby, coming up. I don't remember the day, but
shout out for that. Shout out for the nurses. Yes. They deserve that and more. And in order for us to give the nurses a break, right?
Yes.
Be cautious with our pools. And how about the trivia question? What is the answer for that?
The answer for that, what flotation device gives children a false sense of security. It is the arm floaties. Arm floaties give your children a false sense of. Yet they're not Coast Guard approved. If flotation devices need to be Coast Guard approved, so they have there is a puddle jumper that is Coast Guard approved. So when you're looking for flotation devices for your children, look at ones, they're clearly marked Coast Guard approved, but you want children to be safe, to feel safe. Pool noodles are not safe. Any of these little like inflatable rings, arm floats, that they're not safe. So nothing is a substitute for swim lessons. Teach your kids to swim. If you can't afford to teach your kids to swim, let us know. I can get people to, I have people. I can get it paid for. Let me know.
Wow.
I want kids to learn how to swim. So, yes.
And also being present. Hey, if those swimming lessons they haven't happened yet, be there. I love that little watch or bracelet thing. Yes. I love it. Show it one more time. It's just a great way to say, hey, you're in charge. You're in charge right now. No flipping the burgers, no going to the restroom, eyes on the water, on the child, actually, on the child all the time.
Stay off your phone.
Yeah, off your phone. Yes. Leave your phone in your pocket or inside. Oh my goodness, so important. Yes. I mean, lives matter, and we've seen it. We've seen it, with Stephanie and No Worries Pool Care. This is important for them. And I see. Can you post a picture of the water bracelet? There you go. Yeah. Yeah. If you can put it closer right now, and then later. Oh, we can't see it very well because of. There you go. No. Yeah, I guess it's because of the background. But yes. Yeah. Stephanie will post that in the comments. Yeah. Thanks for asking that. It's been amazing to have you, Stephanie. It's been mind-blowing to me to learn all about the pools. I know I swim. I'm not a pool owner, but so important. So if you're out there, if you have a pool and you've learned from Stephanie, give her a thumbs up, comment, and definitely give her a call. So what is your information, Stephanie? Can you add it here, your website and your number? Where can people find you?
Yeah, well, it can be found on Facebook at No Worries Pool Care. And we can also be found at noworriespoolcare.com. And our phone number is 469-835-5674. I'll plus it too.
Yeah, there you go. You can do it. Excellent. This is definitely valuable information. Quality of water, quality. This is a company that takes care of you in all. I mean, they educate you, and they really care. I feel it. I've been able to share with Stephanie in many networking meetings. She's consistent. She's consistent with her message and her passion for this safety. So she's there for you. And it's been amazing to share with you, Stephanie. We'll see you later.
Bye, okay? Lori. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This was fun.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
You too.